Hello, Galaxy! I'm Chris Perillo, here again with another live Star Wars Radar video for you. It is now, our third or fourth day with The Last Jedi. It has now been upon us for a few hours, I would say. I've only seen it twice. I would hope to see it again tomorrow, a third time, if I can get something to work to try to save money, because, man, that's a lot to go to a movie. Don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed watching The Last Jedi in 2D and 3D. I like the 3D one. I'm not sure I could justify the cost again, but I can tell you this. I think that for me to best enjoy The Last Jedi, I need to sit further back in the theater. Not that I was up close. But I wanted today to talk through, before I show you the Star Wars things on my desk, because I am also prone to doing these videos, I wanted to talk through the reasons I enjoyed The Last Jedi. In fact, I'm going to begin with a non-reason, really, but there were very few things in The Last Jedi that I did not enjoy. In fact, I struggle to think about what I did not like in The Last Jedi. And I may have to, go through that as even only as an exercise of, like, what did I not like? There was just too many things to like. So the first thing that I wrote down, one of the number one reason that I enjoyed The Last Jedi is I had fun. I laughed. I gasped. I was smiling. I was drawn in. I was interested. I missed not a lot. I mean, I feel I saw everything I needed to see. Even I was like midway through the theater and sometimes had to turn my head like this. But I mean, in terms of enjoyment, I caught everything that I think I needed to catch. But I had fun. And I think a lot of that fun has been lost, and not to say abandoned necessarily in Star Wars fandom, but I wasn't so tied up in a concept of what The Last Jedi was going to be. I wasn't so caught up in that, such that I was able to take it in for what it was. And I had fun. I mean, I was just like, I was there. I was like, boom, in the moment. I was there. And I felt good. I genuinely did. And it wasn't until, the film ended, and of course I got online when I recognized, well, not everybody had a good time with this. I mean, I knew there would be some controversial moments as the film played out. But I was thinking more of those, like, the rabid fans, the very moment that Luke Skywalker, that first scene with Luke. I'm hesitant to mention any spoilers today, but I think at some point this week I'm going to start talking spoiler territory. In fact, my review may very well be the first time I talk about spoilers, because let's face it, if you're watching a video of a guy geeking out about Star Wars, you've seen the movie. So, or at least by now, 4 or 5 days in, however long it's been. But I had fun, and that to me is everything. I was reminded of the fun that I used to have and the fascination I had with Star Wars when I was a kid. Fun, like just enjoying it, like how I felt when I was a kid seeing Return of the Jedi for the first time. Awestruck, and just enjoyed it. I had fun. Like, that was it. Like, what more could I want from a movie? Any movie. It was a good, I was entertained. Were you not entertained? Some people weren't. I was. The second thing that I had written down as a reason, I was actually appreciative of the unexpected twists that took place. And I'm reminded of, I think it was a quote from Yoda, "You must unlearn what you have learned." And that's very, very true. But I was okay with that. I'm fine with that. The twists sat differently with me in this film. They felt more natural, or surprisingly natural, or at least not hokey, as opposed to in The Phantom Menace, when I saw that Anakin Skywalker created C-3PO, I was a little concerned, like, what? Now, I know some people out there have been doing that, with some of the moments in The Last Jedi, or saying that. But I guess I was not finding myself going, huh? That doesn't make any sense. Like, Anakin building C-3PO, this does what for the story? This does what for the characters? I mean, it just seemed to be this unnecessary, tacky addition that really did nothing. And I did not perceive that to be the case for any element in The Last Jedi. So the unexpected twists I enjoyed because I wasn't expecting them. You know, that's something that I think people may be comfortable with. You know, I want to see the things that I'm expecting to see. I don't want to see the things I'm expecting to see. That does not, you know, make a good bit of entertainment for me. I want to enjoy it. I want to be surprised, like, oh, like try to figure things out on my own, but then like, oh, what? I was not expecting that. But that's really, you know, I guess to me why one of the core reasons why I enjoyed it, the unexpected twists, and the third reason I enjoyed the film is I really liked where it left off. I loved where it left off. You know, we are, you know, here in the second act of a 3-act play, and you know, the Resistance certainly does not have unlimited resources. We knew this kind of going into The Last Jedi. So to have them placed in a position where they, you know, are now even further stripped of resources, you know, it's going to be interesting to know where they build from here. I also don't believe that Episode 9, which I believe is now going under the codename Black Diamond, that's what I caught. That was Scuttlebutt. I'd imagine it's going to take place years into the future. I don't know if it'd be 10 years, but quite a few years into the future, for both sides, of course, you know, as time goes on. But, you know, I just thought it was interesting, you know, to have gone through that entire experience only to have Rose, you know, basically be talking to Finn there. And I'm trying to be careful. I'm just going to warn everybody, you know, from this point forward, you're probably going to hear spoilers. I'm going to talk as though everybody saw it. She had, I mean, her position, which you just put a finer point on why everything was happening. And certainly, you know, only furthered her character in terms of, you know, its critical role in certainly within the Resistance, if not, you know, the movie itself. So, or something like that. I think that what she said to Finn was everything. It dovetailed perfectly, and I think that set the tone for where we are going to be going together, and that was really nice. That was probably, out of all the moments in the film, that to me was one of the more poignant moments in the film. Her line, it was what she said to Finn, I thought was just absolutely fantastic. I was, wow. I'm like, whoa, that was good. But yeah, it really it left things off. The movie left things off in a good place. You know, that's as it should, leaving, you know, as I had suggested, far more questions in my mind than I'd had questions answered. We'll be diving deeper into those over the coming weeks. I've got a few other topics written down that we'll flesh out. I will be posting my review. One of you asked me on Twitter last night if I had done it. I had not done it yet, but I will be posting my review after I've seen it for the third time here, hopefully this week with my passes. I have a few people who have tuned in live. Neville Littlejohn says, Chris, I'm sorry I hated the film. It was terrible. With the bit with Leia in my head and hands, as far as the last, it was every 5 minutes. Frankly, it got boring as the movie drew on. See, I just had the opposite reaction. The exact opposite. Like exact opposite. I was like, yes! But I turned into a kid, and so I congratulate Ryan for turning me into a kid, and Disney for turning me into a kid today. I can't think of the last time I had as much fun at a Star Wars movie apart from Return of the Jedi. As a kid. Kenobi53 says, I just saw the second viewing of TLJ and quickly ran to a local Target to get the rest of the toys for the movie. I did. I have as well. So on my desk, I don't have any toys really from the movie. I do have this Chewbacca with the porg. This was a cup topper, one of the exclusives at my theater. I have two of them, unfortunately. I'd rather have just one. I don't think I'm going to go and collect the entire set, but this is kind of neat. I have a Wookiee figure shelf over there, and he will sit there with the Porg. Then I also happen to have on my desk a Darth Vader coin. This is a heavy coin, heavy metal. These coins were a part of a series. Darth Vader was just one of them, but my daughter Jedi was playing with things that she shouldn't have been playing with, thinking they were coins, and I needed to find something a bit more safe for her to handle, and so I ended up getting a set for her. They were like $10 at an auction site. But yeah, I had an extra Darth Vader in the set, so the Darth Vader stays in my collection. The other thing I have on my desk will be this, the Snow Trooper. I got this for $10. I already have one in box. I don't think I've opened one of these yet, the 6-inch scale Black Series. But was always a fan of the Snow Trooper, always. It's nice to have a 6-inch figure. I'm destroying the box, I guess. But I got this for $10. Normally, they sell for $20. But if you follow Star Wars Radar on Twitter, you'll note that I retweet discounts all the time, and this was one of them. Because $10, how could you pass up a 6-inch figure of a Snow Trooper for $10? How? I mean, you probably could. You probably did, but I'm like, $10? Man, they're just giving him away. As far as I'm concerned. I mean, he just looks great standing there. Looks amazing just standing there as I put weaponry in both of his hands. He's ready to go. I basically pose him once and stand him up, and then let people admire them from afar. You're gonna have to get your own. You can only look at me enjoying my figure. You got to get your own. You have to. And if you missed the $10, maybe it'll come back again. Isn't that so awesome? Color me. Oh, I forgot your backpack. Color me a huge fan of Star Wars figures. Always have been. Always will be. And there's nothing that's ever going to change my mind as far as that goes. It's just part of my love of the Star Wars fandom. Just part of the Star Wars fandom. You don't have to love every movie. You don't have to love everything that comes out of Disney in relation to Star Wars. You can just you can, if you want, you can just love the cups. You can love that. You can love the cup toppers. You could love the metal. You could love the hoodies. It's up to you, man. Don't feel bad if you felt differently about something than I did. It doesn't mean that you're any less of a fan than I am. You just have a different point of view, right? Isn't that what Kenobi said, right? It all depends on your point of view. Same too for the movies. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap things up. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I would be curious if a great amount of you who follow also liked the movie or didn't, for different reasons. I'll be coming back again tomorrow. Much like Frosty the Snowman, I will be back again one day, tomorrow, to cover another topic in relation to The Last Jedi. But hopefully this will tide you over for now. Always happy to talk about Star Wars. Thank you for following. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for turning on notifications. I love you. I appreciate you, and at this point, I'm going to leave you to your own devices. May the Force be with you.